Hi, welcome. I'm Sabbi, teaching for MIT Fitness. So we're going to take some yoga postures that can help, stretch out the legs and hips and the upper body after a run. Some stretches that, as I said, stretch out the hips, but also bring some space back. That forward momentum you sometimes have when you're running, sort of undoing that a little bit and getting just a really nice stretch. So start off, make sure you have water nearby, and we're going to use a yoga strap. So if you have a yoga strap, grabbing that, pausing the video and grabbing that. If you do not, it's one of the easiest props to improvise, just any belt that you can find, and it's just going to help get a little bit extra stretch. Okay, here we go. So let's start in a seated position. Feet are at least hips width distance apart, flat on the ground, knees bent, hands behind you, and keeping like a real lift in the upper body. So imagine that you're assisting yourself by putting a hand between your shoulder blades and just lifting up. And then just start to swish the knees both in one direction and then the other. So starting to give the hips an internal massage and really feeling the way the hips are in contact with the mat and the way the weight shifts as you roll the knees one way and then the other, and then start to move them with the breath. So on an inhale, knees come to middle as you exhale one way and back to middle and then the other way. And thinking of the legs as windshield wipers on the warmest, softest, loveliest drizzle setting. So just a really slow, luxurious movement with the hips. And then have your yoga strap ready if you're using it by the right side of your mat, middle right. Lengthen out the legs. Inhale, lift the arms up so the palms are facing one another. And as you exhale, taking a bit of a stretch forward. Secret bend in the knees, but feeling real length along the back of the hamstrings, the back of the legs. And then lifting up and coming to lying down on your back. And for a moment, just take the feet to about hips width distance apart and let the toes turn away from each other. So just feeling the legs relax, arms in any comfortable position for your shoulders, and feeling the legs at rest for a moment. And if you wanted to, you could pause the video and stay right here, just feeling the feet flopping away from each other. And some of the biggest muscles of the body just letting go for a moment. And then activate them. So turn the toes up towards the ceiling. Feet still hips width distance apart, and start to bring the right knee in towards the chest. And you're really having the knee tracking sort of between, towards the right armpit ever so slightly. And then if you are using a yoga strap or a belt, taking it and looping it around the ball of the foot, really make sure it's around the ball of the foot, and then starting to straighten the leg. And it could be pointing up towards the ceiling, could be pointing towards the space beyond the foot end of your mat. You want to have the arms pretty straight here. So think of a yoga strap as extending the length of the arms so that you don't start compensating in the shoulders and in the neck. So there's no strain there as you lengthen the leg. And really pushing the ball of the foot up, that's the right foot right now, into your yoga strap. So you're not pulling down with the yoga strap, you're reaching up with the foot. Think of it that way. And then push through the heel, feel the stretch in the back of the leg, and push through the ball of the foot, stretch in the front of the leg. Take a deep breath here, and then take both sides of your yoga strap into the left hand, take your right hand, and the thumb goes into the hip crease. Just lift the hip up and push the hip away. So very common when you come into this position for the right hip to hike up towards the right armpit. And so that little adjustment fixed that. Okay, then both ends of the yoga strap into the right hand, and as you exhale, letting the leg move to the right side of your practice space. And the left arm can move out shoulder height onto the ground to the left to counterbalance. But also for a moment, take the left hand, place it on the left hip, and make sure the left hip isn't rolling up and trying to follow the right leg. So the right leg is the star of the show. It's all the drama is there right now. It's coming out to the side, it's lifting, going to high heights. And what you want to make sure is that the supporting cast, the left leg, is still active and still supporting your posture and your alignment. And so make sure the left hip isn't rolling, trying to follow the right leg. Bring the right leg back up towards the ceiling and let it gently start to move the other way. And you might want to take your yoga strap into the left hand. And you're going to roll perhaps onto the left side of the leg and start to feel that stretch. So don't flop the right leg all the way to the ground. So feel that stretch along the outside of the right leg. And now the right hand might be out at shoulder height on the ground. So holding it down with the right arm on the ground. Bring it back to center and now release the yoga strap. Place it to the left side, ready for the left side. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot and take the right shin across the outside of the right shin across the left thigh. You want to make sure that that knobbly part from the outside of the right ankle is just past the left thigh. And then grabbing the left leg and coming to a figure four stretch here. And feeling that stretch, delicious stretch on the outside of the right hip now. But keeping the right foot really active. And the reason you're keeping that right foot flexed is so the ankle doesn't buckle, so there isn't twist and torque in the knee. Contemplate your right foot for a moment. How much it does for you during the day as you walk, as you run, as you move. And then unravel it all, straighten out the legs, and we'll get ready to move to the second side. So at first, take a moment to keep both legs active and just feel how the right hip feels. Sometimes with that stretch, especially the first one towards the ceiling, you can almost feel like the right leg's a little longer than the left. So let's even things out and take all those stretches on the left side. So first, bend the left knee in towards the chest. Take a breath here. And then make sure the right leg stays active. So it doesn't go to sleep during these stretches. The leg that's out and on the floor keeps supporting you. Loop your strap around the ball of the left foot and start to stretch the foot up towards the ceiling. Now, if you start to build these stretches into your day, into your practice, your run more regularly, then you could also we'll do this without the yoga strap by grabbing the toe with the hand and stretching the leg straight. But using the yoga strap for now. And then again, so take a moment to feel what happened to the left hip. Did it hike up towards the left armpit? If so, take the left hand, pick up the hip and just find equal length along both sides of the waist of the upper body. And then both ends of the strap into the left hand and start to let the left leg just move out to the side. Taking a few breaths here and feeling the strength of the right leg on the floor. Hold it down here. Right arm can be out to the side, helping to support the posture. And then bringing the left leg in and taking it across to get that delicious stretch, to get a little bit into the IT band out there. Take a breath there. And some of you might be able to get the leg all the way to the floor, but you want to keep a little bit of engagement here. If the floor feels really inviting to the leg here, you could pause, build in that stretch if you'd like to. Take just another breath here and then bring the left leg back up to center above you. Release the strap, bend the right knee And we're going to take figure 4 stretch on the left side. Bringing the knee in towards the chest, and you can use the left elbow. This is a very sort of well-known popular stretch in lots of different classes and types of fitness classes. So you probably know that you can use the left elbow to just get a little more stretch to the outside of the left hip by pressing it against the inside of the left thigh. Take a deep breath here, exhale it out, and perhaps close the eyes and have a yoga moment, like feeling the stretch from the inside, feeling the position of the body from the inside. Another breath here, and then release the legs. And we're going to take one more stretch. We'll stretch the legs in almost every direction except one. Bring your feet to about hips width distance apart so that you can touch the heels with the middle finger. Right middle finger can touch the left right heel, left middle finger, left heel. Take a deep breath here. Sense, make sure that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. Grab the edges of your yoga mat or place the hands on the floor if you're not using a yoga mat. Start to push into the feet and lift the hips up away from the mat. So this is the bridge posture. And so, option to bring the arms beneath you and interlace the fingers here. And then lift the hips any amount higher. So you can keep the arms on the edges of your mat. You can use robot arms where you bend the elbows and push into the elbows, but find a little more lift in the hips, but keep breathing. And then as you exhale, uninterlace the fingers if they are interlaced beneath you, and let the back just roll back from down to the ground from between the shoulders all the way down. Like feel that length in the back. We're going to take a second one like that. Take a breath in, exhale it out, and then lifting into a second bridge and feeling that space from the front of the shoulders all the way up to the knees. Making sure the knees aren't splaying apart, so that you're really controlling where the stretch, where the space is here. Lift, and you'll feel the chest. You might feel the chest coming towards the chin, which is a feature of the bridge pose. And then as you exhale, letting the back just roll and find space as you drop the hips back towards the ground. Take a deep breath here, lengthen out the legs. And if you have time, you might want to hit pause, set a timer, and take Shavasana. So I'll talk you in. Inhale here and exhale, and now the legs just release completely. So again, the feet at least hips width distance apart. Activate the feet and point the toes towards the ceiling. Feel the legs activate. And then as you exhale, let the toes roll away from each other and the arms to any comfortable position, either long by the sides or bend the elbows, land the hands on the belly, and take a moment to just breathe, letting the eyelids gently close over the eyes. Make sure that you've released the glutes. But they try and help with everything, even Shavasana, so make sure that they are released. And take a moment of complete rest. And you could either pause, set a timer, and stay in Shavasana, the final resting posture, for longer, or start to turn the toes and knees up towards the ceiling. Bring both knees in towards the chest, and then roll to one side or the other. So coming out of your practice step by step, as if you're just walking your journey back into the rest of your day. Coming to a seated position, taking a moment to feel the crown of the head rise tall, chin parallel to the ground. Thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.